The A to Z of isms, socialism. Socialism as an idea has been around since antiquity, with some arguing that the teachings of Jesus Christ and the Prophet Muhammad were themselves socialist. Socialism is, in essence, the idea that when a business does well, the workers, not the owners, ought to receive the rewards. That holds whether the business in question is a farm, a high street bank, an online retailer, or a social media company. But how to achieve that? That's where it gets complicated. For some socialists, the best way to do that is for the workers to become the owners. That might mean through a cooperative, where a firm's employees collectively own it and all share the profits. Or it could be that government steps in and nationalises it, as Prime Minister Clement Attlee did when he nationalised the commanding heights of the British economy, from the railways to the post offices in the late 1940s and early 50s. For others, who owns a business isn't that important. Through taxing the rich and using the proceeds to pay for schools, hospitals and transport, and through setting minimum levels for how much workers should be paid, the benefits of a business can be redistributed from the owners to those who put in the hard labour to make it happen. Or, as the French socialist Ségolène Royal put it, for wealth to be redistributed, it has to be created. Socialism really only acquired a concrete theory in the 19th century, when the philosopher Karl Marx laid out what he saw as the driving force behind the revolutions that were sweeping Europe. That helped to inspire the formation of a number of political parties throughout the continent, including the British Labour Party. After that, socialists split into two different groups: Social Democrats, who wanted to moderate the global economic system, so it worked in a broadly similar way but benefited workers, not bosses, and Communists, who wanted to replace the global order with an entirely new way of running the economy. Some say that the problem with socialist ideals is human development is based on the profit motive. We do things to benefit ourselves and our families, not other people. By taking the benefits of enterprise away from the bosses, we disincentivize everyone from working, and we all get poorer, workers and bosses alike. Some socialists thought this criticism had more than a grain of truth. They wanted a new form of socialism that benefited workers and bosses alike. They called this the third way, between traditional, supposedly unfashionable socialism and the unrestrained markets favoured by right-wing parties in the 1980s. Socialism, at least as far as Karl Marx understood it, was dead and gone, forever, at least until the global financial crisis, when the costs fell on workers and most bosses escaped unscathed. In the wake of the financial crisis, voters got very angry, and supporters of the third way took a lot of the electoral pain. Many voters, particularly the young, started to think that perhaps a return to old-style socialism, not social democracy, was the way forward. Socialism is back, and its political supporters have gone back to its roots, advocating 4-day weeks, a basic income, and government control over much of the economy. 10 years after Marx's version of socialism was declared dead, there are whispers of a resurrection.